Welcome to the July 18, 2022 meeting of the Farmington Zoning Board of Appeals. Would the secretary please read the notice into the record?
Notice is hereby given that the Zoning Board of Appeals will hold an online public hearing on Monday, July 18th, 2022 at 7 p.m. on the following applications. Eric and Kara Golden application for variance to locate pool in other than the required yard on a corner lot at 11 Eli Road, R80 zone. Should I skip the second one since it's not going forward?
No,
Yes.
still read it because the public
Read it?
hearing must
Okay.
open tonight.
Got it. Inspired by Opportunity LLC application for modification of variance to include new curb cut and driveway connection in connection with site reconfiguration at 331 South Road, R20 zone. And Southwest Village of Farmington application for variance to reduce rear yard setback from 25 feet to 11.5 feet for construction of single-family house on a corner lot at lot 8976 Tunxus Street, adjacent to 3 Tunxus Street, R20 zone. Interested parties are encouraged to participate in this online public hearing. The link to this meeting may be found on the Town of Farmington's website at www.farmington-ct.org/about-farmington/calendar-meetings. A copy of this proposal is available online at www.farmington-ct.org/government-zoning-board-of-appeals, or by calling the planning department at Farmington Town Hall at 860-675-2325, dated at Farmington, Connecticut, June 30th, 2022. Farmington Zoning Board of Appeals, Kerry Callahan, Chair.
Thanks, John. With regard to the first item on this evening's agenda, may we hear first from the applicant?
Yes, hello. Can you see and hear us?
Yes, we can.
Oh, great. Hello, everyone. Eric and Kara Golden. We put together this package. It's reflective of our desire to place the pool location in its sort of natural orientation to the house in the direct backyard. We understand that that's not in alignment with the town's regular ordinance, given that we're a corner lot. But it is, we positioned the house originally, partly because of the landscape, the nature of the topography, but also very much so in order to take advantage of the solar positioning. We've outfitted the house with a solar array so that we can be completely net neutral in terms of the electricity. So that's partly why we chose the house orientation the way that we did, and putting the pool naturally in the backyard so that we can take advantage of the, sort of the natural egress in and out of the back of the house to put the pool there.
So just for the commission's clarification, I did provide a diagram under all these documents. So the way the zoning regulations work for pools on corner lots, which this lot is, it's bounded by Mountain Road and Eli Road. It must be behind the rear wall of the house, which is this blue line here, and then in the rear half of the yard as measured from both streets. So what we do is we take the midpoint on this street, the midpoint on this property, this opposite property line, draw a line. And then we take the midpoint on this street and the midpoint on this property line, and we draw an X. And we got this quadrant here, and then add to that pools must be 25 feet off the side property line in the R80 zone, which gives this little tiny area over the existing garage where a pool could be located. And the Goldens are looking to locate the pool here. It's still quite a ways from Old Mountain Road. And if you look at the photos that they provided, it's obscured by trees. almost entirely. This is from Eli Road. This is from Old Mountain Road. Again on Old Mountain Road. And then the only part that we have visible right now is on the corner, and the pool's up here, way up on this hill. So it wouldn't be very visible. It's an in-ground pool, so it wouldn't be very visible from the street either. And I believe they plan on planting stuff here eventually. They had the septic installed here, so that's why it's bare right now.
Yeah, just to comment on that, we are actually already using wildflower mix from the Department of Transportation. It's a local zoned wildflower mix that is replants every year, and we're contemplating sort of making this a very picturesque sort of natural sort of hill with all that sort of natural grasses and what have you.
All right, with that, do any of the commission members have questions for the applicant? If we could go in order, please.
Yeah, would you like me to go down the list?
Yes, please. I think that's the most organized way to do it.
All right. Commissioner Walsh, any questions?
No questions.
Commissioner Schoenhorn?
I just have a couple. It's so I understand. The first is more in the matter of a statement, but with a responsive answer. So I take it the hardship that you're claiming is that based on the location of the house and the fact that it's a corner lot, there is no place on the property that you could put the pool that you want to put in because of the small area shown with an X with the setbacks that are required. Is that more or less your hardship?
Correct.
Okay, and I note that your property, there's an upland property owner whose house sits above yours, which you mentioned, I think, in your application, the Fords. Have you
Correct.
discussed with them the location and their, did you get their views on this?
Yes. Yeah, they were very supportive.
I just remind them to mute themselves.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear something cut out there. They're very what?
They were very supportive. Yes, we've met with them and talked about it with them. We've actually,
Right.
We had to talk with them about it to get on their property to shoot the pictures of it and everything as well. So yeah, very supportive.
All right, thank you.
All right. Commissioner Nadeem, any questions?
Good evening. Hi, just a couple questions regarding the hardship that you listed. In that small area, even if you were to put a pool there, was my understanding that there is a ledge there and it would require blasting of the land?
Yeah, it's in that first document that I provided there, I listed a bunch of different components there. One of those was the fact that that's all ledge right on, and that's where our driveway is there. You would require extensive blasting as well as quite an extensive array of retaining walls for the engineering. And then lastly, as I put in there, unfortunately, they're beautiful 100-foot oak trees, and just given that we had to clear as much as we did just to get the engineering for the site as it is, that would degrade the barrier between us and the Fords, and it would be a shame to take down those very large trees as well.
All right, thank you. I don't have any other questions.
All right. Commissioner Llewellyn
No questions.
and Commissioner Cloud
No questions at this time.
and Chairman Callahan.
No, thank you. No further questions.
All right.
With the questions concluded, is there anyone who wishes to speak in favor of the applicant? If so, please raise your hand on the feature in Zoom. Seeing no indication that anyone wishes to speak in the applicant's favor, is there anyone who wishes to speak in opposition to the applicant? If so, same instruction. Click on Zoom. Hearing no opposition to the applicant, may we have a motion with regard to the application of the Goldens to construct a swimming pool on their property at a location other than as is authorized in an what, Garrett, 20 zone? Or
R80.
R80 zone.
I'll make the motion.
I was hoping somebody would speak up.
Yeah, and so I move that the application by Eric and Kara Golden for a variance to locate pool in other than required yard on a corner lot at 11 Eli Road, R80 zone, be approved as per the proposal that has been submitted, specifically the survey that's been submitted with the application that located in that spot.
Thank you. May we have a second, please?
Second.
Discussion or comment? May we please go in order again, Garrett?
Yes. Commissioner Walsh.
No comment.
No, we're voting.
No, it's
I'm sorry.
comment at this point.
Oh, so I'm sorry, Chairman. I'm sorry. Any comments, Commissioner Walsh?
No comment.
All right. Any comments, Commissioner Stromhorn?
No, other than I stand by the response regarding the hardship that was discussed during the hearing itself.
All right. Commissioner Nadeem?
My only comment is that I do believe there is a hardship, as I stated to Commissioner Schoenhorn's question, as well as what they've outlined in terms of having to blast a ledge area, not just for the expense, but the impact it would have environmentally and with regards to the neighbors and the unique fact that they are on a pie-shaped lot with the two streets.
All right. Commissioner Llewellyn?
No comments.
Commissioner Cloud?
No comment other than I'm sure they wish they had it built now for the hot weather we're gonna have.
And Chairman Callahan?
I agree with Commissioner Nadeem's comments indicating that Republicans and Democrats can agree sometimes.
It's recorded.
Yeah. That's on the record.
I have no problem with that. Now, so I suggest that we may now, having had questions, comments, proceed to a vote on the motion of Attorney Schoenhorn.
All right, I'll start the list. Commissioner Walsh?
Aye.
Commissioner Schoenhorn?
Aye.
Commissioner Nadeem?
Aye.
Commissioner Llewellyn?
Aye.
Commissioner Cloud?
Aye.
And Chairman Callahan?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you for your time. Is there anything else?
Thank you, folks. We skip now, I believe.
So we,
What happened with item number 2, Garrett?
so they did not meet the notice requirements for tonight's meeting.
Oh, I saw
So
that.
so we'll still open the public hearing and continue it to a special meeting that you will vote on as part of the continuation of the public hearing. So you need to state the date it will occur and that it will be on Zoom. I had sent an email out this morning to everyone just to see what everyone's availability was for August, because it does not have to be the third Monday of August. It can be any day in August. I did speak to Sandy, and she thinks that we would be able to do it August 1st if everyone would like to do that. That gives everyone enough time to get what they need to get done and for us to schedule the meeting. It's the first week of August. No one said they were busy that week, but everyone said they were pretty much available for the most part. I think Sarah was going on vacation from the 8th to the 19th. So just be choosing a date and stating that it'll be held on that date on Zoom at 7 p.m. So does anyone object to the August 1st date, as long as Chairman Callahan agrees with it?
Well, we have the other carryover.
Which other one?
I'm trying to remember the name of it. It was on South Road.
Yeah, this is that
one.
This
application.
is that one.
Oh, this is the same thing. Okay.
Yes, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
331.
have no
South.
problem with August 1st.
So then we'll just need a motion to continue the public hearing to August 1st at 7 PM on Zoom. And then second, and then we'll vote.
I'll make a motion to postpone it till the 1st of August on Zoom.
At 7
Second.
PM. All right. Would you like me to do the roll, Chairman Callahan?
I think we can voice vote on this one.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All opposed? Any abstentions? All right, the public hearing is continued to August 1st at 7 PM on Zoom.
And Garrett, will you send out a new notice indicating
Yes.
that there will be an
Yep, I'll treat it
meeting
like a
in
regular
August
meeting.
when okay, because we normally would not have a meeting in August.
Right, so that's why I said it didn't have to be the third Monday, it could be any day, and might
No,
as well just
that's
do it the
fine.
first week and get it done.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right,
We can now move on, I believe, to the third item on this evening's agenda.
and- All right, Sev, you're all set.
Oh, okay, and which is the application of Southwest Village of Farmington for the property at, well, I'm sorry, it's 8976 Tungus Street at the intersection of Tungus Street and Main Street. Just, if I'm correct in understanding my geography, to the north of the shopping center that contains Highland Park. May we hear from the applicant, please?
Can you hear me, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, I can.
Good evening. My name is Sev Bovino, planner, Kratzer Johnson Associates, representing the applicant. For orientation purpose, the property is located at the corner of Tungus Street and Main Street. North is up towards Tungus Street. The proposal is for a single-family residence, a two-story colonial. And its side yard is Tungus Street, front yard is Main Street, the rear yard is the property number 3, Tungus Street. And because of that, we need a variance to the 25-foot rear setback for this property. The reason that the home is situated at that location, because to the south, we have steep grades and wetlands. And also to the east, we have a major culvert and wetlands and a water course at that location. There is a major 40-inch tree to the right, which is towards Main Street. At that location is about 20 feet right now from the proposed house. So we placed the house in a way that you could get around for maintenance and have safe space so the trees don't fall on the house. And so the requirement for variance is called for, and it's indicated in the memo from 11.8 feet to from the 25 feet requirement. The closest point to the house to the west is 60 feet. And I'd like to add that the front range of the house, proposed house, is pretty much in the same range as the house on number 3, Tungus Street. The hardship is the wetlands. We placed it in a way to protect the wetlands and give some room for the homeowner to be able to maintain the property to come around the corner, especially to the right. There's a quick drop there. So that's why we cannot move the house any further towards Main Street. If there's any questions at this point, I'd be glad to address it.
If we may go in order again, please, Garrett.
Yep, Commissioner Marsh, any questions?
No.
Commissioner Walsh,
No.
Commissioner Schoenhorn?
Have you had contact with the adjacent neighbor and property owner at 3 Tungus?
What was your question?
Have you had contact and received a opinion from the neighbor at the next door neighbor, which is, I guess, number 3 Tungus Street?
No, I haven't done that personally, no.
They were sent notice, however.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Everybody within the radius has been sent notice, register mail.
Commissioner Nadeem,
No questions.
Commissioner Llewellyn,
No questions.
Commissioner Cloud,
I can't see it on here, but what's the square footage of the house and how far is it set back
The setback
from
from
Tungus?
Tungus, the distance is in there is 28 feet. So we're 3 feet more than the minimum requirement. We felt that we didn't want to put it too close to the street.
And the square footage?
The house, the footprint is 70 by, let's see, 11, 20, 70 by 34. So it's probably 2,000 square feet, but that includes the garage space. So it's probably 1,500 square feet on the first floor, and then you have the second floor.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
and Chairman Callahan.
How many bedrooms in the house?
4 bedroom.
And the total square footage of the house, including the garage, I'm kind of echoing Commissioner Cloud's question, would be approximately 2,000 square feet.
More than 2,000, more because you have almost 1,500 at the first floor, then you have the second floor. So you're talking more than 2,000.
Okay. To what extent did you give consideration to shrinking the house's footprint in order to avoid the need for a variance?
This house was designed by an architect to fit in the neighborhood. And it is the minimum amount of size that you could place there to do justice to the neighborhood. So we didn't want to put a small home.
Okay. And would this house be just to the south of the big brown house with white trim?
I don't know what the color is, but it's at the intersection of the two streets. I don't recall.
Okay, the big old farmhouse. Okay. I don't have any further questions.
All right,
Not hearing any more questions. Is there anyone who wishes to speak in favor of the applicant?
there is someone with their hand raised on the attendees feature. Would you like me to allow them to talk? Only one person.
Yes, please. And if people who are not speaking could please mute, because that would reduce the feedback.
All
Look
right,
at that. Work.
James? James? James?
James going once.
Yeah.
Hang on,
Might be
let's
having-
try that.
Hear me?
Yes,
Now we can.
Now you can?
yes.
Just briefly, I represent the applicant as well.
Can you identify yourself first, please?
Presenting the application. And the only other comment I would make is that this has wetlands approval in its present condition, and they did require a conservation easement on the property, which further creates the requirement or the necessary content for a variance. We think this is a classic case for a hardship with respect to the topography of the land, the inlands and wetlands, and the drainage easement that goes along with it.
And
That's all I
James,
have. Thank you.
Your comments are appreciated. If you could just identify yourself clearly, please, for the record.
James Ziogas, 104 Bellevue Avenue, Bristol, Connecticut.
And in what capacity, if any, do you represent the applicant?
I'm the attorney for the applicant.
That's what I thought. Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak in favor of the applicant? If so, please let us know by clicking the Zoom feature. Hearing no further comment in favor of the applicant, is there anyone who wishes to speak in opposition to the application? Okay, hearing no opposition, may we go in order again, please, Garrett, with any comments from the commissioners?
Yes. Marsh could comment, right? Yeah.
I think we need a motion, maybe.
No, we
Oh.
didn't close the hearing yet.
It's a good thing Attorney Schoenhorn or Commissioner Schoenhorn is
No,
here
we
to
can
catch
do-
me when I skip a step.
We can do
May we have a
comments.
motion, please, with regard to the application for a variance at the property at the corner of Tungus Street and Main Street? Come on, folks. Somebody go up.
Let's go. Somebody-
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve. And if somebody can put it up on the screen here where I can actually see it, and read it, please.
The wording, he's looking for.
Yeah, the wording, please. Yeah. Where are we here?
There we go.
Okay. Motion to approve Southwest Village of Farmington application for variance to reduce rear yard setback from 25 to 11.5 feet for construction of single-family house on a corner lot at lot 8976 Tungus Street, adjacent to 3 Tungus Street, R20 zone.
Thank you, Commissioner Llewellyn. May we have a second, please?
Second.
Discussion? If we may do the discussion again in the order in which we have conducted business this evening and for the last several meetings, Garrett.
No problem. Commissioner Walsh.
No comment.
All right. Commissioner Schoenhorn.
No comment.
Commissioner Nadeem.
No comment.
Commissioner Llewellyn.
No discussion.
Commissioner Cloud.
No comment.
And Chairman Callahan.
Given the topography, the conservation easement, and the efforts to place the house optimally on the property, I support the application. Subject to that, if we could then have a roll call vote, please.
Yep. Commissioner Walsh.
Aye.
Commissioner Schoenhorn.
Aye.
Commissioner Nadeem.
Aye.
Commissioner Llewellyn.
Aye.
Commissioner Cloud.
Aye.
And Chairman Callahan.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
Business next.
No, I thought there like something froze or something.
Oh. There was, that's all.
Brewski's having issues with it.
All right, the next item on our agenda is new business and the discussion of bylaw amendments. And I don't recall, and somebody can
Yep. Just
refresh
real
me
quick.
as to whether or not this is an item on which we need to vote upon at this meeting.
You can vote on it. You can only vote on bylaw amendments quarterly. And it calls out the specific months. It's April, July,
September.
September?
Yeah.
September and January, I think,
Yeah.
are the 4 months. So this is the month you can vote on. We did have discussion at the meeting last month about some of Commissioner Schoenhorn's proposed changes. One of those was amending the bylaws to include a requirement for photos in the bylaws. The discussion we had with you at the time was that the bylaws are what regulate the board, not the applications or the public. So we discussed adding a section to the ZBA application, strongly recommending that applicants submit photos as part of their application. So that being said, I did add a section that you just, if anyone objects to, just let me know, or you don't like the wording, that I can always edit it. But the proposed change to your application, which does not need to be voted on, it's just as long as no one is opposed to it, would add section C, supporting documentation. The applicant is responsible for providing any information they deem necessary to support their application. It is strongly encouraged that applicants submit relevant property surveys, aerial photos, and photos of any proposed variance location and relevant hardships to help the board make a determination on any applications. So that would be added to the application, which is everyone has to read when they submit. Does anyone have any questions, comments, concerns, objections to adding that or the wording?
Yes.
Oh,
How about the applicant is responsible for providing any information deemed necessary to support the application? That gets rid of the whole pronoun issue.
deemed necessary to support the application.
The applicant is responsible for providing any information deemed necessary to support the
Oh,
application.
sorry.
And these are just my suggestions. They're subject to discussion. How about we strongly discourage, we strongly encourage applicants to submit relevant property surveys, aerial photos, comma, eliminate and photos of proposed variance locations.
Any.
Wait,
That's it. I'm getting out my red marker.
all right, that's how I usually do it. And this, my comments are not conclusive, obviously. I'm just thinking about,
No, no problem.
how about the applicant is responsible for providing information instead of any information. Information deemed necessary to support the application. The board strongly encourages applicants to submit relevant property surveys, aerial photos, after aerial photos, comma, eliminate the and.
Oh, yep. I think I might have added a
There's another and.
what is proposed variance.
Photos of proposed variance locations, eliminate the comma. Sorry, I was an English major. Irrelevant hardships.
I would think, and a description of relevant hardships, rather than
Yeah,
just submitting relevant
That's
hardships.
what I was struggling with,
Yeah.
Commissioner Shaw.
The only reason I wouldn't add that is because as part of the application, briefly describe that's where the hardship goes. Why would strict application of the regulations produce undue hardship? That's part of your application already. This is just asking for supporting information to accompany the application. Does that make sense?
So how about instead of briefly, go back to where you said briefly describe the hardship. Okay, you got briefly
Yeah.
describe.
Yes, it's
completely
briefly describe
No.
what your application is.
Variance.
Yeah, it's briefly
Completely describe. No, completely describe.
Completely describe.
Yeah, I want all the
Fully,
details
fully.
there. Fully describe. Yeah, good answer there. And I want to add an extra line or two. Because that one line explanation is not going to give us what we want.
Why or why?
Not wholly,
Or we'll
fully.
just say describe.
How about just say describe?
Yeah.
And add an extra line or two.
And I wouldn't
Describe
add
variance request.
any more lines because we like to keep as much as we can on one page.
Right.
Okay.
And I will just put,
Well, we always encourage them to attach a separate sheet.
Perfect.
if need be.
Perfect. Okay. Yep. Yeah, but you're already using half the line.
there we go.
Uh,
Yeah.
what a can of
Right.
worms we opened up.
Here's another one.
try it.
If you go back to section C,
Yep.
and again, this is semantic nitpicking. The applicant is responsible for providing information deemed necessary. Deemed by whom? How about we take out deemed? Necessary to support the application. Yeah, it's simpler. My philosophy is, saying the fewer words with which you can say it better.
Our zoning regulations would beg to differ, but
Yeah, I know.
The board strongly encourages applicants to submit relevant property surveys, aerial photos, photos of proposed variance locations, and relevant hardships to help the board. Here's a great example. Make a determination. How about determine?
yeah. Spell that.
E on the end.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh my God. What did you just do?
I have no idea.
Determine.
To help the board determine
Any applications
Terminate.
or
Yeah.
any pending,
relevant hard
any
to help the
pending.
board determine.
Any, your
pending.
No, I'm trying to think if that's the best
That's
wording.
determine.
Yeah, 'cause it's not a pending application, it is the application.
How about to help the board make its determination?
There you go.
Yeah. It's determined.
On the application. Yeah. Tidier.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I don't know. You know what? If you'll indulge me, because I talked too much in the last 5 or 10 minutes, can we do another, kind of
Yep.
go down the list?
Yeah, we'll just do a roll of comments.
Yeah, does anybody else have comments? Because I don't want to preclude anybody else from commenting on the language of the amended regulation.
All right, Commissioner Marsh,
No.
Commissioner Walsh,
No.
Commissioner Schoenhorn.
I have nothing else now.
All right, Commissioner Nadeem,
Nothing from me.
Commissioner Llewellyn,
Nothing.
Commissioner Cloud,
No, I'm good.
and Chairman Callahan.
Nothing further. Thank you, everybody.
All right, so we will upload that to the town website. And there, I don't think there's anything for September yet, but it is only July.
Right.
But so anyone that comes in for a variance, they'll get this application.
Great, thanks. Okay, what else do we have on this evening's agenda?
Next up was Commissioner Schoenhorn's amendments to Article 9 and Article 10, Section 6. The proposed amendment to Article 9 would add Section 5, and this is for relevance of virtual and hybrid meetings. Blanked on that word. And it would add Section 5 to read, "It is the intention of the ZBA to facilitate public comment, including offering the opportunity for anyone who wishes to address the board to do so in writing or by remote communication device, including by use of telephone, computer, or video conferencing. Based on review of our town attorney, remove this section, and I rewrote it to read, if the ZBA elects to hold a meeting in person, an applicant or member of the public may request that the meeting be converted to a hybrid meeting, provided the request is submitted in writing at least 2 business days prior to the scheduled meeting." And that 2 business days comes from the state. I guess it's not a statute, it's the enabling action that the government took, that the requirement to change a meeting from what it had planned to be to a different format is 48 hours. So we're just stating 2
And,
business days, because you meet on Mondays.
And Garrett, I thought that when we talked about it last time, because the law requires 2-day notice, I thought our bylaws were going to be 3 business days to anyone who wants to switch it to give town employees, including Sandy, enough time to change the notice. If it's only 2 business days, it may be too late to change it. If the person, so I was going to say 3 business days to give notice, 3 days, so that we have the 2 days to change it to a hybrid meeting.
Yeah, so the state requirement just says 48 hours, doesn't say business days. I think the 2 business days will probably be fine because you meet on Mondays. The day of the meeting does not count, so they would have to let us know by Wednesday the week prior. And normally our agendas and agenda reviews go out Wednesday or Thursday the week prior anyway. So if there was a request, we'd call the chair, make sure whoever the chair was at the time approved it, and then we'd switch the meeting format. Does that make sense?
It does, as long as, I mean, I don't recall what the new statute says, but if they let you know at the end of the day on Wednesday, so that the change can't take place till Thursday, is that enough time? If Monday doesn't count?
Yeah,
It is.
because
Oh, okay.
we just have to have the agenda posted by the end. Technically, yeah, because of when we work, the agenda just needs to be posted by 4:30 p.m. on Friday.
Oh, okay.
Because it needs to be 24 hours in advance. Again, you meet Monday. We don't work on Sundays or Saturdays. So it'd just be posted on Friday. instead.
Shannon does.
Yes, unfortunately she does. And sometimes Bruce.
People reach out on the weekend.
People are always looking for stuff.
Yep.
And then Article 10, Section 6 would be amended. I'm sorry. Based on input from our town attorney, we would not amend Section 6 because it required give me 1 second to read this real quick because I don't remember off the top of my head. It required a notice that if they didn't notify staff and therefore the chair that they wanted to speak remotely, they wouldn't be able to speak. But that was considered an infringement on FOI, which allows any member in attendance at a public hearing to speak regardless of any pre-notification. So it'd really just be amending Article 9 to add Section 5 as presented here.
Well, I do want to indicate, I think that the language in Article 10, Section 6 was already amended because the original, our bylaws currently didn't mention a podium. It talked about a hearing table, which doesn't exist anymore. So we had already proposed to add the words "or podium." And so this is an amendment, even if we take out the middle sentence.
Okay. Yeah, you wrote it, John, so you would know. So yeah. So in that case, I would say that, well, we can amend Article 10, Section 6 to state all persons recognized to speak shall give me 1 second. Shall approach the microphone or indicate their desire to speak on
Remote.
a virtual format, because that way it does not tie you to only using Zoom. Let's say something better or something different comes along in the future, or we decide to use a different platform, something like that. It wouldn't have to then be voted on again because we did want to use something besides Zoom. So
Right, I think that's
similar to how you had it up here, where you had remote communication device.
Yeah, no, I like that language. I haven't heard from other people about that, but yeah, they have to either approach the microphone or give notice by whatever remote format that they desire to speak. Right?
Yeah, and I wouldn't even mention podium because
yeah,
let's say we're having an in-person meeting and it's a contentious application and we need to move it I don't know, the high school auditorium and they just have a microphone, they don't have a podium, so we'll just say
Yep.
microphone.
I
Or-
only added that because all it said was hearing table, and nobody approaches the hearing table, at least in years, so.
Not anymore, they do.
Right.
Huh.
Right, so do you want to suggest, so what would the language be then for that sentence?
Give me 1 second to write it down. Um, All right, so it would read, all persons recognized to speak shall approach the microphone or indicate their desire to speak on the chosen virtual or hybrid format, or hybrid platform, not format. Now, let me. So. Let me. I should have done this as a Word document. I think I did. Hang on. There we go.
Easier to edit.
All right. All persons recognized to speak shall approach the microphone or and leave that part in. And this is that. And that. All right, so all the new sections are shown in bold and underline.
And we'll get rid of that section 10 right there, the one we just, on the.
Yeah.
Got it.
All right, so this add section 5 as presented and amend article 10, section 6 as presented.
And I'll just state, I had spent some time going over this, and I met with and spoke with Bob DiCrescenzo, the land use attorney for the town. So I'm fine with this version. I think it updates our bylaws in a way that facilitates our either hybrid or remote process. So I don't know if anybody else has comments, but that was my intention all along. So.
And I'll put on, it's Chairman Callahan, I agree with Attorney Schoenhorn's comments, and I will make clear for the record that Guy Crescenzo is not only my partner, but he's the office next door and a friend of more than 30 years.
All right, so would you like me to go through do comments, Chairman Callahan?
Yes, please.
All right. Commissioner Marsh, any questions or comments? Commissioner Walsh?
No.
All right, Commissioner Schoenhorn?
No, I'll just note that Commissioner Healy has joined us, so I don't know how much of this he heard, so I just know he's online.
Just
Commissioner Nadeem?
No comments.
All right, Commissioner Llewellyn?
No comments.
Commissioner Cloud?
No comments.
And Chairman Callahan?
Nothing further.
All right, that being said, we just need a motion and a second to approve the bylaws as presented.
I'll make the motion. And that to be more specific, to amend Article 9, Section 5 as noted on the proposal, and to amend Article 10, Section 6 as proposed.
I'll second.
From whom I can come.
The second was Commissioner Llewellyn.
Okay.
Would you like me to go through, Chairman Callan?
And yes,
would you like me
let's
to
do
go
a
through-
roll call vote on the amendment of the bylaws.
Okay. Yep. Commissioner Walsh,
Aye.
Commissioner Schoenhorn,
Aye.
Commissioner Nadeem,
Aye.
Commissioner Llewellyn,
Aye.
Commissioner Cloud,
Aye.
and Chairman Callahan.
Aye.
Motion passes. All right, so that is all set. I didn't put the minutes in here. And now minutes.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from the June 13th, 2022 zoning board of appeals meeting.
Second.
Second.
Take me to a roll call vote or Commissioner Callahan or Chairman Callahan, sorry.
Eric.
I believe a voice vote is sufficient on that last motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Any abstentions? Minutes are approved.
Thank you.
Motion to adjourn.
I will second Commissioner Llewellyn's motion to adjourn while thanking everyone for the cooperation and bipartisanship that has been displayed in this meeting.
Very good.
Awesome.
And just a reminder, everyone, we will see you August 1st at 7 p.m. on Zoom.
Thank you.
Thank you. I take it the
Yeah.
Thank you,
vote on the
everyone.
motion to adjourn. I take it as affirmative.
Already checked.
Yeah, we didn't vote, so aye.
Aye.
Bye.